Stranded 'cause I can't do that, but yet you keep coming back for me.
I'm Hana Fatur. I'm a singer-songwriter, originally from Ljubljana in Slovenia, and now I live in Rotterdam and I make music here. So I think that my music is very much about belonging and feeling understood, or trying to feel understood. And a lot of my songwriting just happens when there's too many emotions and like experiences like boiling inside of myself, inside of me. And then they just have to come out. So they come out in the form of a song or in the form of lyrics or melody or something. So yeah, I think what drives me is just like there's so much like emotional turmoil that's happening that it needs to be expressed in one way or another. And for me, I found that music is the best way for me to express it, because I get to see it from an outside perspective and be like, yes, that's what I mean. That's what I feel like. And I also kind of get to process the emotions, because for me, it really helps to talk about them or to write about them. And that really helps me. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Follow South is a super special song for me because it feels like one of the most honest songs I've ever written. And it really was created in like an evening where I was like, I just need to get all of this out of myself, and I also don't want to show it to anyone ever. So this is just for me to get my emotions out and to really say what I would say if nobody could hear it, you know, just be like fully honest. And then yeah, like years later here it's released out and everybody can hear it, which is very funny and a bit wrong for past Hana maybe, because I think with time the song becomes a bit more of its own thing. So it doesn't feel like a part of you, you know, like a body part, but it becomes a song of its own, and then you show it to other people. And for me, the fact that a lot of people related with the song really gave me confidence to show it to other people as well and to share it. Yeah, it's definitely something to write the song and then to have other people hear it. And then, you know, it's crazy when it becomes a part of their life. Like somebody will tell me like, oh, I was just listening to Follow South the other day. And I'm like, what? The song exists without me being there. And it's very scary, but it's also extremely cool when that happens, because it kind of takes its own life. It has its own life, and it, you know, mean something to people without me being there and like singing it to them or being like, you care about this, you know. And it's just the best thing when that happens. And it's so special to, I mean, it's sad, but it's also very special when people relate to it. I'm a bit like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, but I'm also happy for it. I'm like selfishly happy because I'm like, wow, there's more people who understand this. And, you know, it's kind of like we're like in this together. We're like holding each other's hands and we're like, it's tough, but like, you know, we have music to talk about it, or like music makes us talk about it. And that's extremely special. Yeah. Yes, there is an EP on the horizon. I have 2 more songs to release for this EP, and one is coming very soon, and the other one is coming soon after that one. And yeah, then the EP will be concluded. And that's my first EP, so it's super exciting and also scary to finish that chapter. It will feel very satisfying because it has been a lot of years of my life actually, of like trying out like what kind of sonic image do I want, what songs do I want to put on the EP, what kind of messages do I want to tell people, how much I want to tell people. And then being here now, I'm technically in the middle, but I know that, you know, it's basically the end because I know when the songs are coming out. So I'm happy for it, but it's also like, it will feel pretty crazy to finish this time, because it was a lot of years of my life, and hopefully the next EP won't take so long. But yeah, I am also writing and finishing the second EP, but more on that much later. That will, you know, be its own thing, and it will take a long time. But yeah, I'm really excited for this EP, and what I can tell you about the EP is that it will be called Nocturnal, which I think is very central to all the songs that are on the EP, and because for me, nocturnal, it comes from the song Somnus that will be released soon. And the sentence says, now I'm nocturnal, which, you know, in this specific song, it talks a lot about like living at night, kind of like staying up at night and like feeling like that's the only time you feel like yourself, or also having this side of like not being able to sleep because of all the thoughts that you're having. So nocturnal is just like, you know, I'm living this life like this as a nocturnal animal, and it's not the right way to do it, and it feels off, but you can't change it. But also for me, nocturnal is kind of like, nocturnal emotions are the side of the emotions that are like dark and somber and sad. And that's something that really, you know, I think is a big part of me and my emotions and my perception of the world. So I think that this EP represents this side very well. And I think if I have to say it as a genre, it's very much a singer-songwriter genre, and also I call it melancholic indie pop, because it is, I guess, like an alternative side of pop. But it is a melancholic side of it. But yeah, if I were to like use a meta way of how I think, or how I want my music to sound like, I want it to sound like you're up on a hill and you're overlooking a city skyline at night, and this feeling of watching all this like lights flicker down and seeing the stars and the moon above you, and feeling like, you know, feeling this kind of detachment but also closeness to it, because it's this like duality of like seeing something from afar. It's when it's your city, especially, you know, because you are a part of it, but a lot of times you don't feel like a part of it, or like, at least for me, it's a lot of my music is about belonging and not feeling like I'm a part of something, or not feeling like I belong anywhere really. And I feel like this gives it a perfect kind of like, you know, setting, because it is like you're detached from the world, and the world is, you know, moving on and doing its own thing without you actively participating in it. But at the same time, there's this like some sort of like melancholy or nostalgia of like, but I am a small part of this, you know, and this is my city, and this is where, you know, I have my roots, or this is where I have my apartment, or this is, you know, where my friends are, or my family. And yeah, I think just like the kind of music you would listen to in that moment on a hill overlooking a city at night and just thinking about a lot of things. Yeah. Well, I've always also like kind of lived in the city, but I think the city brings this interesting like oxymoron maybe, that basically there's so many people living in a city, but you can so often feel so alone, you know, and you know, there's all these skyscrapers that have thousands of lights in them and rooms and people living in them, and you can still feel so alone and so detached and not connected to them, or like not knowing who they are, and like not feeling like you're a part of it, you know. And that's why I think the city for me is like a really, somehow it fits in my head, it fits with the music, because it does give me this impression of like being a part of something big but not feeling like you're really a part of it. Yeah. Yes, this year has been incredible for me. I finished Codarts. I graduated from Codarts, from the songwriting pop department, which was a beautiful like chapter. And I'm also excited to close it off, because then I get to, now I get to just focus on the music really. And yeah, I think like after finishing Codarts, I was really doubting what to do with my life and where to go, and you know, I'm constantly kind of torn between these two places of Slovenia and the Netherlands, and it feels like choosing one means abandoning the other one. So yeah, I was really like, I decided to stay in Rotterdam and like try to do music here and see how it goes. And I think I was really doubting that, you know, anything good could happen, or that, you know, it's a realistic wish. And I think that all these things that have happened then since like the autumn of 2024, with like the Grote Prijs van Rotterdam, Popronde, like the Belofte award, now the Grote Prijs van Nederland. Yeah, I'm struggling. But yeah, all these things, and like all the concerts and all the, you know, people I've met through it, and my friends that have been here for all this time, have it has just like proven that there is a place for me here, and that there are people who really understand the music and like to listen to the music. And so yeah, that's been extremely rewarding, and especially the Grote Prijs van Rotterdam. It was like the first marker of this, because I was just, you know, freshly out of school, and it was freshly after summer. So it is very much this space of where you're like, okay, I need to figure out what I will do all these months here and what I want to do. And then, yeah, I randomly applied for it like a few months prior, like on the last day before the deadline, just because a friend of mine was applying. And then I was like, oh, might as well, you know, try it. But I don't know what this competition is. And usually competitions are like going a bit weirdly for me, and I'm always stressed about them. So I was like, should I do this to myself? But I was like, okay, let's just apply and then, you know, forget about it. And then I got into the finals of the Grote Prijs van Rotterdam. And that was just amazing, because not only did I get into the finals, I won, which was just a crazy experience. I was really not expecting it. I was actually kind of the opposite. I was really expecting to really just go there and like, you know, do a bad performance and then just go home and be disappointed with myself and like how the night went. So yeah, but then, you know, we performed with Aspasia, and that was I think it went well, and we were like, we're just happy with, you know, we did a good job. Whatever happens after this is not actually up to us. So it's not blah. So yes, but then, yeah, so I was like, that whole night I was like feeling really stressed, because all these competitions really get to me. And for some reason, even if I'm like, you know, I don't care and I don't want to put value on this, and like someone else kind of evaluating my music and my, you know, what I do, it still gets to you. It still kind of becomes stressful. And the whole event of like, you know, there's so many people and there's all these like amazing acts that were performing in the same evening with me. Like all the finalists of the singer-songwriters were incredible. And that's why I was so convinced that one of them will take home the award, you know, because I don't know, they were just amazing at what they were doing. I loved their music, you know, so I was like so sure that, you know, this is not something that, you know, will go well for me. And that's okay. Like life is like that, you know, but I was getting worked up and stressed about it. And I was like, maybe it's better if I just go home like for the night before they announce the winner, and I just, you know, see like who won the next day or something. And thankfully my friends were there, and they were like, Hana, no, you're stupid, stay here. And then, yeah, the judges like unanimously decided that I'm the winner, which was just crazy. I don't know, because it's also, the judges are, you know, all these amazing people from the music industry or musicians themselves, that have had like such rich experiences and music careers, or just careers in general. And kind of getting that like very clear validation from them was like something that I didn't realize, but I really needed at that time. And it really made me think that like it gave me hope, you know, that there is a place for me here. People get the music, people like the music, and, you know, maybe there is a place for me to belong here. And that was really special. Yeah, so the whole Belofte process was extremely like stressful, but also so rewarding, because I had to like gather a lot of online votes from everyone that I know, and I had to really bother people and be like, please vote for me, please, and like send personal messages. And like, I really don't like, you know, pushing people to do something, but this was just too big of an award and too big of a budget that you get with it for me to just sit still and be like, you know, whatever happens. So I was really bothering people, and actually I got the biggest support I could ever wish for. It was actually insanely how many people, like, you know, were ready to help, because first of all, my whole family, like, you know, it was their whole like project to like get as many people in Slovenia to vote. Like my younger sister got her whole like high school to like the high school that I went to also. She got all of them to like vote for me, or like to spread the message. It was so cute. And like the teachers, you know, everyone was like involved in this, and they like sent an email to all the people in the school to like vote for me. And then like my other sister was just studying like in Belgium, so she was like telling everybody like there to vote for me, and I was, you know, trying to, you know, spread the message as much around here in the Netherlands and also in Slovenia. And then just like everybody was so ready to help that it was crazy for me to see this, how many people were like, you know, there for me and how many people were ready to help. So I was just like moved extremely much and so grateful because of them now I have this award, and that's crazy. Yeah, the 10,000 euros is a crazy budget. I never had that amount of money like just be available to me and to use for my music. But yeah, I've already gotten to do a lot of cool stuff with it. Like I made a music video that is coming out soon. I'm working on a website. I'm working on merch, which is so exciting. And I also got to just buy a lot of gear, and that's also crazy because I could just, go for like crazy gear that, would be like my ideal, like, a pedal or a vocal processor and things like that. And I want to get an upright piano in my apartment because that's so inspiring to me. Like all new gear is extremely inspiring. So yeah, it's just, and there's so many more things that I will get to do with this budget. So I'm extremely grateful and extremely happy that I just, I get to be the one who has it and who gets to do things for my music with it. So yeah. Yeah, this was an incredible experience. The Wisseloord studios are such a legendary place. So it felt extremely surreal to be a part of it and to become a part of its history by recording a live session there in the main studio. But yeah, no, I was surrounded with amazing musicians who played with me that I'm so grateful for. And just the crew and everybody was so kind and so nice that it was just the best experience ever. Yeah, Popronde was extremely fun. It was extremely fun. It was a huge learning experience as well because you have to do so many gigs and everything is moving very fast. So you have to just like come there, plug in and play. But it really taught me to be super quick with like how fast I'm ready to start a show, and also to be consistent with like how I manage to kind of give a certain feeling or certain emotion and energy to the people and be consistent with that with each performance. But yeah, I also had this cute book that was in the shape of a bird that I gave to the audience that they could write something in it, because I really, I was suddenly introduced to this whole new audience of people that I didn't know in cities that I've never even been to, that I really felt like I wanted to connect with them on a deeper level than just seeing them and like looking in their eyes. And so I gave it to people to write their names, to write their stories, or to write their email if they wanted to be included in my mailing list. And it just became the best part of Popronde for me, because after each show, like each evening on the train back home, I could just go through the notes and see who all was there and like what they thought of the performance and what they felt. And that was so incredibly rewarding, because as a musician you always kind of get caught up in the technicalities or like the technical aspects of your performance, and you're like, oh, maybe this wasn't so great, and you've done your show so many times that you just notice what didn't go well. That then having that great reality check of people being like, I needed this, or like saying like I felt so calm, or like I really felt all my emotions, or like I was really present, or like it really helped me after a long day. Like this, everything is just all you could ask for and all you could wish for. And it was a beautiful reality check for me as well, to see that people are enjoying it and people resonate with the music, and that I don't have to stress about the small details, and then I can just see that I'm, at the end of the day, I'm just playing music and people are there to listen. Yeah, okay. I think the crazy dream is just to be able to live from my music and to play as much as I can, like play live shows, meet people, have people resonate with my music, come to my concerts, kind of just, I don't know. I think that, it's not that crazy of a dream, but to me it feels like the crazy, all you could ask for is just to be able to do music for your life and to have people understand it and relate to it, and to have this kind of like connection where it's like I give you something and you give me something, and it's just I don't know, it's just a wonderful thing to hope for. So yeah, I just want to remain a musician. I just want to continue writing, collaborating with amazing musicians, and just doing what I like. I just want to change your path. Exactly. I just want to be like on the same path that I'm now, but just, further down the path. Yes. Oh my God. Because I've just to say for the Belofte also that because of the Belofte money, I got to collaborate with a lot of amazing artists who are also my friends. So I'm just excited to finally be able to also pay them for the work that they're doing. But yes, so in the Rotterdam scenes, my friends, my amazing, incredibly talented friends are Mintaka, who's just incredible, Nefleli, who is a Greek rap artist, Nolwenn, who is also a fellow singer-songwriter, and the song that I'm releasing, the fourth song from the EP, is actually with him, written with him. So yeah, he's also just an amazing songwriter. And Morel, who is also like so inspiring to me, with her like such a different outlook on music. So yeah, all of them are just the 4 best musicians that I know in Rotterdam. I am mainly on Instagram and under the tag of Hana_Fatur. I think that's where you get the most updates, but I also have TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify, obviously. Oh my God, how did I forget? I'm a musician and first thing I say, I'm like Instagram. No, yeah, Spotify, obviously, and all the music, like online music streaming platforms. Yeah, you can find me anywhere. If you just Google Hana Fatur, you will find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and obviously Spotify, Apple Music, all those things. Yeah, and I also have a newsletter, so you can just, whenever you want to, you can send me your email and you can be included in my emailing list. Yeah, you can be the first to get all the updates.